I start, I want to give all honors and glories and praises to Yahweh, Bahashem Yahweh Shai, Bahashem Yahweh Chakodash, Yahweh, which is the one true name of the Heavenly Father, Yahweh Shai, who the world ignorantly calls Jesus Christ, but his one true name is Yahweh Shai. Double honors to the elders and apostles of Great Millstone, because those are the men who I learned this truth from through the Spirit and power. Yahweh Bahashem Yahweh Shai. Peace, blessings, salutations to the hopeful elect. Salakia. And shalom to you, sincere brothers scattered abroad, pushing forth this word in truth and sincerity. I am your brother Mashiach Arazakah from the Servants of Yahweh Yahweh Shai Camp, Las Vegas, Nevada. And pretty much this lesson is going to be titled as Native American Indians were in the slave trade. All right. And you got a lot of people out there that believe that Native American Indians and Hispanics didn't go into slavery. Well, we did. All right. The so-called Negroes, Hispanics, and Native American Indians all were in the slave trade. We all were in the slave trade, man. All right. And I'm going to read this article going into the Native American Indians. All right. I'm Native American myself. All right. I'm Omaha Ponca. All right. I'm of the Ponca tribe of Oklahoma. All right. My name is Brave Eagle, but in my native tongue, you'll say Wahezahi Wiganibe, which means brave eagle. All right. And I looked up my own secular history. For those of you that don't know, I am Native American. I'm the Ponca tribe of Oklahoma. But our main home is Nebraska, though. But it's split. All right. Due to this situation. And you can look us up. We're in Nebraska and Oklahoma. We're split. All right. So, Lord willing, this lesson's edifying. It says an American secret. See, this is a secret. It hasn't been told. Now, everybody talks about the so-called Negroes. Absolutely. The so-called Negroes were on cargo slave ships, which they're actually called the tribe of Judah, because that's their true nationality, which is in the Hebrew as Yahweh. All right. The tribe of Judah, who are the so-called Negroes, did go on those cargo slave ships, but they weren't the only people. All right. You had the so-called Hispanics and Native American Indians that also was in the slave trade. It says an American secret, the untold story of the Native American enslavement. Because you got a lot of people that say, oh, Native American Indians was not in slavery. They never were in slavery. Well, you're wrong. We were in slavery. You can look this up. All right. So I'm doing a lesson about my people. Because, just for edification's sake, because you got bug outs out there that say that we weren't in no Native American slave trade. Well, you could look this up. Look up this is why I say all the time, look up Native American slave trade. All right. We were on those cargo slave ships, as well as the Hispanics. We were all on those cargo slave ships. All right. It's going to talk about Christopher Columbus, the damn snake. All right. So Lord willing, this lesson's edifying. It says, by 1419, Christopher Columbus was in trouble. The riches he had imagined finding in Asia were not materializing in the New World, and the cost of his vantages were mounting. It says, sending indigenous people back to Europe as slaves became his solution, and that's what he did. And he just didn't just come and just take Native American Indians into slavery. All right. He murdered 100 million of us. And those that were left, he took us on those cargo slave ships. He didn't just come and just captured all the natives. He killed 100 million of us. He gave us smallpox, blankets filled with smallpox. He raped us men and he raped our women. All right. He did the same thing to the so-called Negroes. All right. There was a thing called branding too, where they will heat up an iron. They would tie us to a tree. They will heat up a fucking iron thing and then brand us on our fucking backs. There's a movie going into that. They would set us on fire. All right. When we rebelled, they would set us on fire. Just like how they do the so-called Negroes. All right. They would set us on fire, man. All right. So all these things that I'm talking about, you can Google this shit, man. All right. They would even cut our tongues out too. They would cut our tongues out, man, etc. And y'all gotta pay for that, man. See, but when you talk about this, that's why I gotta I'm gonna put the what's called up so they won't give me a strike, because they'll give me a strike for this shit. All right. It says all countries have natural myths. The story of the first Thanksgiving, for example, involves the warm glow of the intercultural contact. European settlers struggling to survive in the New World, and Native American tribes eager to help. But as it says, but as many of us learned in his history class, this story leaves a lot out, and it does. Because Esau came over here. All right. He came over here to this land. All right. And war was in his heart. War was in his heart. And he forced laws upon us, man. Pushing us out of our land and pushing us out to the reservation. And this is another thing, because a lot of people keep saying Native American Indians should only be on the reservation. We're not only in the fucking reservation. Stop saying that shit. All right, I have had that shit many times where people will ask me why I'm not on the reservation. Not all of us is on a fucking reservation, you dummy. All right, when we got put on those cargo slave ships, we got sent everywhere. Just like the so-called Negroes, they're sent everywhere. You got Negroes in Japan. All right, this is accurate. We're not just in America. The Native Americans is scattered abroad, just like so-called Negroes and Spanks. We're scattered abroad throughout the world. Due to Deuteronomy the 28th chapter. All right. So you got to have common sense. Not every single Native American Indian is on a reservation. All right. You got to have common sense when you think. I'm talking about these bugged out ass individuals, man. They say dumb stuff like that. It says this week on the Hidden Brain, it says we explore an open secret that from the time Christopher Columbus arrived in the New World until the year 1900. Because he was not the first person to find America. That's a goddamn lie. And this place wasn't even called America. All right. He was not the first person. We were here before they asked. All right. We was way here before y'all so-called white people, man. It says there was as many as 5 million native people involved in America. See that? It says, well, talk about this story and the philosophical reasons and was left unexamined for so long. It says Andres Resendez is a historian at the University of California, Davis, and author of The Other Slavery, the uncovered story of the Indian enslavement in America. And you can get this stuff. See, people don't read. They don't look up stuff. All right, you can read this stuff. I'm doing a lesson to edify those that don't have common sense. And I'm talking about these bug outs. All right, because they keep thinking that Native American Indians didn't go on no cargo slave ships and we weren't in no slave trade. Well, you're fucking wrong. All right, there's a book on it. A dude did a book on it. All right, you can look this up. All right. It says, unlike African slavery, see, but it's actually Negro slavery, so-called African American slavery, which are the true Hebrew Israelites, the Judites, which are you going by Negro or African American. Unlike African slavery, it says, which was legal for countries and sanctions by states and empires around the world, Indian slavery was very early on made illegal. See, it says, Resendez says, however, because Native Americans' labor had been essential to all the economic activities going on during this first generation of colonialism, it was unthinkable for the European colonists to do without native slaves. See? Because they murdered 100 million of us. There was still a certain amount of us left. And the remaining of us that was left, they took and they sold us. All right. When they conquered this land, they sold us and they put us on those slave ships as well. And they also fucking gave us reservations, so-called reservations, which is the outskirts of the land that we have. A lot of us still don't even have land that we own. All right, a lot of us is still on the outskirts. Some of us are starving over there. Back home, some of us are starving over there. Some of us don't really have things to eat. I showed a video of that last year. All right, one of my elderly begotten sisters was talking about that, man. She was talking about that, how we're over there in Ponca, how we're starving, and we don't have much water, we don't have much things like that. You know, we scraping. You could look up the videos. Look up the videos. I'm not lying. Everything I say is documented and proven. You can go and look it up. See, people don't look stuff up, man. All right, you guys don't look stuff up. It says, however, because Native Americans' labor has been essential to all the economic activities going on during the first generation of the colonialism, it was unthinkable for the European colonists to do without native slaves. And this is what Christopher Columbus did. It says, and so they very quickly devised all kinds of subterfuges and euphemism in order to continue to profit from the choric labor of natives by calling it different names. Hidden Brain is a host by Sankar Vedantam, if I'm saying it right, and produced by Maggie Penman, Jennifer Sketchmith, and Raina Cohen. Parth Shah, Parth Shah or whatever. Renee call her. It says our supervising producer is Tora Boyle. You can follow us on Twitter, such and such and such and such. But it says Shankar Vednam host. It says this is Hidden Brain. I'm Shaka Vandentim. Salakia brothers. But if you keep reading, it goes all the way down on the history of Christopher Columbus. All right, going into the slavery, all the things that he's done, and you can read this. This is long to read, but I just wanted to read that little part. All right, and you can look this stuff up too. Native American slave trade. So when we get a precept out, all right, this is Salakia. This thing be acting slow. This is Deuteronomy 28:68. It says, and the Lord shall bring thee into Egypt again with ships. Again, if you look at a map and you look at Israel to Egypt, you wouldn't need to get on a boat to go to Egypt. You could literally walk there. All right. It says, by the way whereof I spake unto thee, it says, thou shalt see it no more again, and there ye shall be sold unto your enemies for bondmen and bondwomen, and no man shall buy you. So this was a curse that was put upon the Israelites, so-called Negroes, Hispanics, and Native American Indians. Hispanics also went into slavery. All right, they went into slavery too. The Spaniards. You can look that up. Look this stuff up, man. All right, you can look this stuff up. So-called Negroes, Hispanics, and Native American Indians was in the slave trade. All right, we were sold. And all of this goes back to our forefathers breaking the laws and statutes and commandments. Let me get Deuteronomy 28:15. Deuteronomy 28:15. But it shall come to pass, if thou wilt not hearken unto the voice of the Lord thy power, to observe to do all his commandments and his statutes, which I command thee this day, see, that all these curses shall come upon thee and overtake thee. And when you read from here all the way down, these are all the curses that the Lord put upon us for not keeping the laws, statutes, and commandments. And one of the ones that happened to us, that really did happen to us, is Deuteronomy 28:68. We were sold. We were put on auction blocks. All right. We were scattered throughout the world. Deuteronomy 28:64 says that. Deuteronomy 28:64. And the Lord shall scatter thee among all people. Who are all those people? Among the 17 heathen nations, from one end of the earth even unto the other. And there thou shalt serve other gods, which neither thou nor thy fathers have known, even wood and stone. Us Native Americans, you got some of us that's Muslim. You got some of us that's Muslim. You got some of us that's atheist. You got some of us that's doing witchcraft, etc. My daddy is a Native American. He's Ponca, and he's Muslim. My dad gave me a Muslim name, but he's Native American. So we all, it's not just Negroes. It's Hispanics and Native American Indians as well. We were sold. Our people is worshiping all these different gods as well. Gadites. You got some that's Muslim. It's hard to believe, but it's true. You got some of us that's Muslim because some of us was also given to the fucking Arabs. All right, you got Native Americans that's given to the Arabs because you got some natives, because even Apostle Har even said it in one of his lessons. You got Native American Indians that's on the southern west coast of Africa, and some of them are Muslim. All right, they don't know that they Israelites, they Muslim due to the curse. All right, the Lord put it upon us. And when you go to prove what I'm saying, go to Jeremiah 17:4. This is why again I say you gotta look stuff up. Jeremiah 17:4, and thou even thyself shalt discontinue from thine heritage that I gave thee. And that's what happened to the so-called Negroes, Hispanics, and Native American Indians. And we started going off. All right, we started worshiping nature because Gad still do that. All right, all us that's woken to the truth, we don't do that, but Gadites, we still do that. Worshiping nature and believing when we die we come back as a frog and all of that, animal. We really believe that shit. Some of us is still smoking weed. Some of us is being bugged out still. Some of us is still in those wicked traditions, man. But we got to come out of that, man. A lot of us still have that long hair going all the way down our back because it's a spiritual thing. All right. Verse 4, it says, and thou even thyself shalt discontinue from thy heritage that I gave thee. And the Lord discontinued us from our heritage, the so-called Negroes, Hispanics, and Native American Indians. And I will cause thee to serve thine enemies in a land which thou knowest not. And that's what happened to us. We wind up serving who? Esau, Edom, who went to cargo slave ships. It says, for ye have kindled a fire in my anger, which shall burn forever. All right. So, hey, we angered the Lord. The Lord gave us unto the heathen. Now we're waking up. A lot of us Gadites is waking up. You got brothers in this truth that's Navajo. You got brothers that's in this truth that's Chickasaw. You got brothers that's in the truth that's Cherokee. I'm Ponca. So there's a lot of us that's waking up into the truth. A lot of us have woken up into the truth. Not all of us, but a lot of us is woken up to the truth, man. And that's all through the blessing of Yahweh Ba'Shem Yahushai. All right, and it doesn't matter about your skin tone either if you're a Native American. You come in very dark and you come in very light. All right, same thing with so-called Negroes. You come in very dark and you come in very light. Same thing with Hispanics. And you can look this up. You got dark Hispanics. That's darker than me. All right, you can look this stuff up. So it don't matter about skin tone and all that if you're a Gadite or you're a Negro or you're Hispanic or you're a Puerto Rican. You got dark skin Puerto Ricans, man. It don't matter about skin tone. So that's another thing I had to bring out. Because a lot of people judge me off of my skin tone. You're too dark to be a native. It don't matter about skin tone. Why are you so fucking bugged out? Then when I speak my language to them, then they want to, yeah. You shut the fuck up, man. Excuse my French, but it's just bugged out shit, man. You got to look a certain way to be a certain way. What the fuck is wrong with you in this society, man? But Salakia, I just want to bring that out, Salakia. I want to give all honors and glories and praise to Yahweh, Ba'Hashem Yahushai, Ba'Hashem Wahah Wachachodash. All right, Yahweh is the one and true name of the Heavenly Father, Yahushai, who the world regularly calls Jesus Christ, but his one and true name is Yahushai. Double honors to the elders and apostles of Great Millstone, because those are the men who I learned this truth from through the spirit and power of Yahweh Ba'Shem Yahushai. Peace, blessings, salutations to the hopeful elect. And shalom to you, sincere brothers scattered abroad, pushing forth this word in true sincerity. I'm your brother Mashiach Arazakah from the tribe of Gad, coming through the spirit, from the servants of Yahweh Yahushai Camp, Las Vegas, Nevada. And Lord willing, this lesson was edifying. And again, man, Native American Indians was on the American slave trade, was in the slave trade, man. We were on those cargo slave ships. So Lord willing, this lesson was edifying. So next time I say shalom. So again, Native American Indians were in slavery, and they did go on those cargo slave ships, regardless if you believe it or not. So with that, I say shalom.